Like, this is not a matchup that I would think you'd see, especially out of these two players, but lo and behold, that's what we have.
Where do you think they're striking to first?
I think things are going to start.
Oh, we're going fountain!
That was not the stage you would have guessed.
Definitely not.
I promise you, I
that
would
was
have.
Definitely somewhere in the realm of like the second or third bench.
Like, if not for the fact that I know that Stocktaker's not really a fan of Frigate, and Ray isn't, like, he's neutral on the stage, but he doesn't have a lot of experience on it. I would have said that this is like my last one.
In the main area of the venue right now.
Yeah, they're getting hyped for something.
I hope it's for this matchup.
Same.
I hope it's for the Stocktaker villager coming out and getting ready to do some work here. Gets the grab.
This matchup, just looking at things from the history of it, this matchup was always an upwards battle for Villager. Although I feel like there's a lot of new aspects of it that are going to make it different, and I feel Villager benefits really well from the movement changes. Like, in general, because everyone else is faster, I think Villager just works really well with that. One of the things that really hurt Villager the most previously was the fact that he's so slow. So now being able to really fight off against his opponents at a more respectable speed sort of breathes some new life into what Villager can do. However, a lot of what I brought up earlier with Palutena is that this character can just zone for free. And it's worth noting, Team Mags, you can't pocket Explosive Flame. It is an intangible projectile.
Ooh. Stop trying to get cheeky there with the down air and the bowling ball.
I think so long as Stock realizes that he can punish Palutena before Explosive Flame comes out, he's going to have to force Ray into a different game plan, because unlike a lot of the other zoning matches where we saw Ray fighting,
Yikes.
It's very dangerous to just stand still and leave out your opponent. Stocktaker chuckling a little bit as the Explosive Flame takes first blood, but he's on round to take the next stock very easily, as Lloyd and Bowling Ball do a great job of covering a lot of space off stage. But Ray does not care. Great DI. Allows Ray to get himself towards the stage, tech it, and come back at 170%.
Stock's got to clean his stock up. And the fact that Slingshot is almost killing is hilarious.
He's getting there, but up tilt's going to be able to do it, especially some questionable DI. At that percentage,
nothing was saving him.
No, let's hope not.
Don't even go there.
I
don't want to live in this world where something would have saved him.
But people never expect the.
Oh, that was a suspect air dodge.
I feel like the adjustments from Smash Ultimate into 4 have been one of the factors that's held back Stocktaker, but he's been heavy on the grind to iron out those bad habits because he's so aware of them. I feel like
you see that string there. That was almost like a teching corner carry combo.
There's a lot of aspects of Palutena that remind me of more traditional fighting game characters that do a great job of just, not just traditional zoning, just locking out the space where your opponent could be. They're forced into that unpredictable area where they're just going to get hit by normals or projectiles. This iteration of Palutena...
I don't think Stock wanted to go to the ledge there.
Nah, even though villagers are at home towards the ledge, this is not a situation where he's doing it on his own rights.
Still living?
No, very dead off the star KO. I wouldn't blame you for not knowing, though, just because Villager says nothing. I actually really like that they kept this character dead silent still, despite everyone else screaming bloody murder when they got star KO. You know who Palutena reminds me a lot of?
Who?
Specifically, MVC3 Dormammu. Damn, almost looks like MVC. I don't know. That one.
I've come to bargain.
Like the way that Ray's able to control space so well, but still confidently move around the map, it's very reminiscent of the type of pressure that Dorm brought to the table.
That is very true. As somebody who got bodied for free in that game, I fully agree with that statement.
Up tilt always does a good job of clearing up stocks. That's another aspect of Explosive Flame, actually. In this particular matchup, I think is really dangerous, is the fact that one of the best things about Villagers, you can take your time coming back to the ledge, come back to the stage, approaching in general, but Explosive Flame forces you to do something. It takes up such a wide amount of space. Like, look at that. Stock, he has to drift closer to the stage or else he's done for. And game one is going to go in favor of Utopian Ray, rather.
Too bad for you.
Man.
I'm actually like, all right. So of course, I'm biased for Stocktaker to take his Villager to the end with this one, but part of me is so happy to see Palutena being a good character. She was one of my favorites to watch and play as in Smash 4, and because she was just such a flashy character, and when she when she was allowed to do something.
But then she wasn't allowed to do anything in Smash 4.
No, that's the thing. Is that like
she was in jail.
When she played her game, she was beautiful. But more often than not, she was just jailed to the corner. She was like locked away as a counterpick character. Fortunately for Palutena, this was one of the characters that she did a good job of counterpicking. But I digress. New game, new her, and Game 2 bringing us to Pokemon Stadium 2, I feel is actually a pretty dangerous pick for Stocktaker, but ultimately a stage that I don't see Palutena taking advantage of too heavily. If anything, I think it's just Ray's naturally passive style that can benefit from the stage if he opts to like hang back and pressure with Auto Reticle and the Explosive Flame. Like, the long spacing of this stage I feel is really well oriented to Stocktaker's zoning.
I think he could have challenged it if he went for it. I don't know what would have killed him.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. Oh, the air dodge. That's one of the things where air dodge off stage is so dangerous, but especially so with Palutena because...
She can just throw that explosive out and that's it.
Like, you're left in enough lag after the end of it. She can place her Explosive Flame, still have time to like cover an option, assuming that doesn't kill you.
Well, let's face it, when you air dodge, you basically set your trajectory.
It's such a hard commitment. It's so difficult to get used to.
That's why, like, a lot of players you'll see probably start holding out on that air dodge, waiting for their opponent to throw something so they can use it as a reaction method versus as a predictor.
Yeah, certain characters are forced to use it to synergize with their recovery. Other characters do it to just, you know, elongate the stock. But, like, the when and where to do it is going to be an aspect that I think just takes a lot more time to feel out.
Rado, though, doing a very good job of throwing those explosives out and just creating a nightmare recovery scenario for Stocktaker.
Yeah, although it seems that Stocktaker's adapted to, instead of air dodging, using Void Rocket Spawn to stall with his position. And I think that's a fairly smart option. The thing is that Ray just seems ready to cover every option. Man, this
Interesting mix-up there to go off stage after recovering.
Yeah, running off stage to use back air or forward air as a villager has always been a go-to method of just making sure you can maintain your pressure with pellets. Like, he's just slingshotting away.
Throwing that bowling ball a little earlier than last time.
Yeah, and if not for the fact that Ray has such good aerial movement outside of his upgrade, they would have covered the option. But like I mentioned earlier, warp plus light speed means that Ray's always going to have a safe method of recovery. Dash attack killing now, that's a bit of a rough one. However, Stock definitely in a better position than he was in the previous game. He just needs to make sure he doesn't take too much extra damage in this stock from Ray. That way he can at least fight on even footing. There we go. Forcing the counter reflect and managing to net the grab because of it. That's what I like to see.
That was covering every option.
It was kind of cute to see Ray like drop down low, see what he could do from there, but
Hope to hit the timing just right.
But alas, good coverage from Stock does help him tie it up. He's sitting at 52, which relatively that's not too much percentage, but he can't really afford to let Ray take the wheel too many times, or else instead is taking a dive to Ray's favor.
All right, Stock trying to find an option. Good mix-up on the approach there. Kind of stutter-stepping his way up to Ray there to try to create some opportunity.
I think Villager actually has a really good dash stop. Like, his dash dance I feel is really good because his movement is a bit janky.
And he's got to be careful here. He's literally at the point where anything is going to kill him at this point.
But that's especially so. Yep. Explosive Flame doing a good
Saw the
job.
Lloyd Rocket come out and said, I'm just going to take my shot right here.
Yep.
Stock will drop and lose his quarters.